Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? It happened. LeBron James is a 76er. 8 years too late, but better late than never. At least that Twitter account can finally wake up from its coma. After making my Jaylen Brown video, I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to talk about them anytime soon because I do like diversity on my channel, but lo and behold, here we are. This has to be it. The amount of times I keep believing in this Sixers team, even though I say I'm not going to do it again, it's astounding. That really goes to show how low my standards are. I'm going to continuously believe in a team that hasn't even made the conference finals, that hasn't even gotten halfway to a championship. Although I would say they were like 49% of the way there in 2019. Now, I'm not ready to say that they're going to win the championship. Honestly, if I was a betting man, I'd put it all on red and cut my losses. But if I did have to make a prediction, which I guess is kind of my job as an NBA YouTuber, I'm not going to pick them as my championship favorites, but I am going to pick them to make it out the East. I know the Knicks just had a ridiculous run, and I totally understand if Knicks fans are saying, "You idiot, how dare you doubt us, keep sleeping on us, Jalen Brunson has been underrated his whole career." God, they love talking about how underrated Jalen Brunson is. It's just very difficult to assess that Knicks run because it was so unfathomable. It was such an out of body experience. How do you go down 2-1 to the Hawks and then pull that off? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Now, if they do keep the team together, which it seems like they will, apart from Mitchell Robinson, then I could definitely see them giving Philly hell. I will say, the Sixers definitely cannot reach the level that the Knicks were at in last year's playoffs. It's just more so, I don't think the Knicks will replicate that. It really all comes down to if Embiid's body can hold up for just a little longer. He is so ridiculously talented that he could just operate off that alone. And now you give him Jaylen Brown and LeBron to take off more of the offensive load. Honestly, man, just hit your jump shots. And maybe those occasional moments of being dominant in the paint. It really did feel like last season's playoffs against the Celtics was like his final breath. Not to be too dramatic, but it really felt like he was giving it everything he got. You know, when he dived for the ball, when Maxey fell on him, it damn near felt like I was watching the last game of Embiid's career. And now he's going into a season with maybe the greatest roster he's ever been on.
Are you sure about that?
He's got to do it. He cannot retire as the only MVP without a conference finals appearance. Even Derrick Rose made one. That man got like 3 healthy years from the basketball gods until they took it all away from him. You gotta get one. Like your new teammate said, don't let us get one. It's been 10 full seasons. Really 12 years, but I'm going to cut him some slack for those first 2 where he was sitting on the bench. Who would have thought that anyone would ever join Bob McAdoo in that unfortunate club? MVPs who took 10 seasons to make their first conference finals appearance. But at least McAdoo was rewarded for his patience because then he rattled off 4 straight finals appearances. I don't think Embiid's going to get quite that much redemption, unless he wants to join OKC, that is. But Sixers fans have been getting teased, blue-balled for years, for a decade at this point, that they just need that one finals appearance to really feel rejuvenated. And this team is going to be so much fun. They have so many chips on their shoulders. Like I said, this could seriously be Embiid's last chance in his entire career. Jaylen Brown has to have the most motivation out of anyone in the league after what Boston did to him. I'm sure LeBron really wants to get that 5th ring, really wants to catch Kobe. Everything I've said in this video is pointless because we're getting to everyone's favorite portion of the video, historic time. Yay, woo! So I put my tiny brain to the test, and I really thought long and hard about how I could relate this historically. This is the 23rd time, ironically, in NBA history that a team has signed multiple All-Stars in the same year. All-Stars meaning they made it that previous season, and the same year meaning the offseason or midseason. So for example, last year's Wizards actually do count because they got AD and Trae Young, and those guys were 2025 All-Stars. You get the gist of it? Of the 22 times that this has happened, only 6 teams made the finals their very first year together. The 1957 Hawks, who got Ed Macauley and Slater Martin. The 1972 Knicks, who got Jerry Lucas and Earl Monroe. The 04 Lakers, who got Malone and GP. The 08 Celtics, who got KG and Ray. The 2011 Heat, of course, who got LeBron and Bosh. The 2015 Cavs, I'm noticing a trend, who got LeBron and Love. And if you know your NBA history, you know that only one of those teams won the championship. Some people would call it the most milked championship in NBA history, the fakest championship in NBA history, the greatest PR championship in NBA history. The '08 Celtics, of course. I just thought that was pretty interesting. I'm not going to go through all of them. Maybe I'll edit them on screen, depends how dedicated I am to my fans. Now, you know what? Actually, I'm not dedicated to y'all, okay? Because I got one hate comment, and because of that, it's ruined for everybody. No more edits, okay? I'm gonna be like those terrible teachers who say one kid gets to ruin it for the whole class. Sorry, guys. You can blame this guy. Here's his IP. Here's his social security. And just some quick things I thought were interesting. The Pistons did this 4 times in the 1950s. I guess they were the OG super team builders, although they won no championships in that time. And there's only one team in NBA history who acquired 3 All-Stars in the same year, which was the 2011 Knicks, who got Stoudemire, Melo, and Billups. And of course, that year ended in a sweep because. Well, actually, I can't even say because it's the Knicks anymore. They just won the championship. Man, I'm gonna miss laughing at the Knicks' misfortunes. What the did they do? Who the is this? Who the is Tingus Pingus? I never heard of Lativia. You drafted this kid? You stupid motherfuckers, you.